I'm not going to hold you long. I got three scriptures I want to put in your head and in your spirit and then go from there. One is Romans, the 7th chapter, the 24th verse. The other one is Philippians, the 2nd chapter, the 6th through the 10th verse. And finally, John, the 1st chapter and the 17th verse.
Yeah.
Romans 7:24 says, "O wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death?" Somebody said, "Who gonna give me life
Who gonna give me life
when death looks me in the face?"
death looks me in the face?
I want you to know that in order to be delivered from something, somebody who is delivering you needs to have the power over that thing that you are bound by.
That's right.
Somebody talk about being delivered from crack. You can't deliver yourself from crack.
Amen.
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 You can't fix yourself when your stuff is raggedy.
That is true.
Now I know I said raggedy because it is true. You need to have somebody stronger than you helping you to be delivered from something.
Yeah.
No matter what your addiction is, you need God.
Yeah.
Who is not inspired by a competitor who makes a comeback? You know, we watch boxing matches and we see where somebody gets beat down 9 rounds and it looks like he's just about out on his feet. And then all of a sudden he comes up with this out from nowhere uppercut and knocks his opponent out. We get excited when we say, "Oh man, did you see what happened to Bubba? He was picking on everybody." I saw on Facebook a young guy who was picking on this older guy, and he was fighting him, and the older guy was saying, "Look, please, just leave me alone." And the young guy would hit him 3 or 4 times, put Muhammad Ali times, and then walk away with his chest stuck out, and he would go back, and then all of a sudden he'd say, he'd think again, and he'd go and he'd hit this older guy again 3 or 4 times, and then the older guy would try to, and they were at a train station, a modern station, I believe, whatever it was, but anyway, it was at Westlake Station. And he did it about 3 or 4 times, and finally somebody in the crowd, somebody in, I think it was probably Brother Murphy, somebody in the crowd, when the young man had just hit the guy the last time, and this guy couldn't stand it any longer. As the young boy was walking with his chest all stuck out and he was acting like a peacock, this guy walked over him and hit him 1 time. Blap! Knocked his eyes in the back of his head, knocked him on his rear end, and he fell and staggered and got up, and he grabbed his head and walked over to the seat. I said, in my spirit, I said, "You should have took your butt over there the first time."
Amen. Amen.
So you never know who is a champion for you unless you need a champion.
Amen.
But then there's that, the runner who stumbled out the block. You may have been a fast person, but in some types of races, you get started with a bunch of folk together. And when they fire the pistol, you run and they step on you and you fall and wobble and everything. And you could have been the #1 guy in the first place, but because you stumbled, you at the back of the pack, and over time in the race, gradually you start coming up, and then finally when you get around the last turn, something inside of you kicks in. You get one of those Aquinas Bonds moves when your knees were working and your ankles were acting right. You get there and you come around the last turn and you see two people in front. You say, I can beat them because they're short. And then you come around the turn and all of a sudden you lunge ahead. You know that move that they show you when you first start running track, Brother Miko, where they say if you run, you stick your arms behind you and your head and your chin out and you'll win if you can. And then you see that happening. You need to be an overcomer.